Hello and welcome to the Arresting Normality podcast. My name is Aaron from Breaking the Cycle. I'm here with Travis from Howie Games and Cody from Stealinglife. This is our first podcast. I don't know if we know what we're doing yet, but hey, we're going to figure it out. We're totally going to figure it out eventually. Travis, if you want to talk about yourself for a second there. And yes, we're going to refer to you as Travis, not Howie, because that would upset me greatly.
Motherfucker, I'm Howie. No, I'll be Travis. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Makes me a little uncomfortable. No, but I'm Travis from Howie Games. Over there, I call myself Howie. The link down to that will be down in the description, as well as to Aaron's and Cody's stuff. Cody, do you have a YouTube channel?
No. I have a Twitch that I never use.
He streams once in a while on, I think it's at Stealinglife. Yeah,
yes.
On Twitch.
At Stealinglife? Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And so all the links to those will be down in the description. I play video games.
I do music
that
stuff.
I'm really good at it.
He's so not good at it.
Not good at all.
But that's okay, because, you know, that's what makes it entertaining.
Nobody likes good things, right?
And I used to do music stuff with Aaron.
Oh,
until he left me.
No, don't even go there.
Until he decided that I was not good enough anymore.
His voice is cracking and everything. Until he decided that. Okay. Oh, jeez. So bad.
Oh, okay. I gotta wipe the tears away. Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Are you done?
I'm so alone.
You're going to be more alone after this.
You're going to be alone after it snows you in because you're in Idaho.
Dude, last night, I was like, okay, I'm going to go outside and take my trash out like a responsible adult, because I do that now.
Yeah.
And I go outside, and there's kind of a mold of the door.
A mold?
Made out of snow.
Oh, fun. Those are cool. Yeah, I remember that. It's kind of fun.
I don't know what that is, because I live in the desert always.
Yeah. Desert's good. We like desert, yes.
So, in not desert places, Cody, it does this thing where frozen bits of water fall from the sky.
Wait, what's water?
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's just really fucking irritating. It makes for a really bad time driving anywhere. And like literally yesterday I was going to Walmart to just get groceries and stuff like that, and I stop at a stop sign. Here goes this guy, and it's a red light, and he just goes sliding through it. Yep.
There
he goes.
I remember. It's so funny, too, because when it happens to you, it's like the worst thing ever, because you're going like 5 miles an hour, and you're like, okay, I'm going to hit my brakes now, and you go with the lightest brake tap ever, and then you just feel your steering wheel just goes loose, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have no choice now, and very, very slowly, you just slide through the intersection. You get no choice at that point, and you're just like, shit, and the guy, and you know, there's always someone who's in like the other side, like parallel to you, not parallel, kitty corner, and they're just watching you, and it's a green for them, and they're just watching you slide slowly, horribly through the intersection. I've done it once too, where I was the first guy, and there was a guy sitting there waiting, and the light goes green and my light goes red, and he's sitting there because he sees, because my truck's already going. I was driving a truck in the snow. It's a terrible idea, by the way. Sliding sideways through this intersection, and I have the frame of mind to wave at the guy as I'm going by, because there was like an awkward connection. You see his face and you see my face, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm gonna wave because that makes sense, right?
Yeah, just like, well, how you doing today? How we doing, everybody?
Oh, jeez.
Really?
You
had to sneak it in there.
Of course.
I did.
I'm gonna slap you. Are you done talking about yourself?
No, we were talking about snow.
That's what we were doing. We were supposed to talk about you.
Yeah.
Oh. I live in the snow.
Okay. Cool story, bro.
Cool story.
Okay.
Cody, what are you doing?
And Cody.
I'm Cody, and I live in the not snow. And I play games and stuff. That's it.
Sweet. And I'm Aaron. I play music stuffs and make video stuffs of the music stuffs, and I do things like this, and it's good, I think. I don't know. You can tell me. You can comment below and tell me if I'm terrible or not, because you'll go check out videos.
But don't be mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
I was gonna say, if we
Don't be
post
nice,
this
boys.
on Reddit, you just killed yourself, right?
right. Yeah. We have a couple of topics to talk about today. First off, we're going to do something that's kind of popular at the moment. We noticed in the news that I guess people are getting upset because everyone gets upset about everything, and we're used to it at this point. But now we're upset about Christmas songs, and "Baby It's Cold Outside" has come under fire because apparently it's a rape song.
It's a bit
It's
rapey.
a rape. I mean, it kind of.
It's a bit rapey.
So I went over the lyrics, right, and I get where they're coming from, and it's not like specifically implied or anything, but I don't see
It's
it.
kind of rapey.
I don't see it. I really don't. Like, maybe if you guys have a look at it, and I can actually read the lyrics to you guys if you want me to.
Yeah, do that.
Because I'm not seeing it. At the first sign of someone seeing something that's like explicitly rapey, or maybe not quite as much, let me know. I'm
let's go through
curious.
it.
So it starts off,
okay.
I really
Let's hear
can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go away, but baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping you'd drop in. So very nice. I'll hold your hands. They're just like ice. It's so far. Okay, that's the first one. It seems pretty legit, It's just two people kind of coming in and like, oh yeah, hey, I'm hanging out. It's legitimately cold outside, and I mean,
Idaho.
obviously,
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not just hanging out at this point.
it's romantic. We
she's
can
like,
tell it's
hey,
romantic.
Right now it is. It gets rapey.
But she's like, I have to go, and he's going.
No, he hasn't got there yet. Let him get there.
Not quite, but
Let him get
he's
there.
leading on to that.
Okay.
Anyway, keep going. Aaron.
Okay, so
Keep going.
my mother will start to worry. Beautiful, what's your hurry? My father will be pacing. Well, yeah, we'll be pacing the floor. Listen to the fireplace roar.
See, now we're getting hints of underage because she has to be home.
I never caught that before.
Yeah, I didn't catch that
Yeah.
either.
But
No, think about it now.
and he is like persuading,
Yeah,
which isn't quite rapey yet.
but I mean that also takes. And I'm trying to be like unbiased here, but we don't know how
I'm
old.
playing devil's advocate if you if you haven't
We don't know
gotten-
how old the singer of this little story here is.
He's like 42.
Well, no, we know how the singer is, like the actual person who's singing the fucking song, okay? But
I was gonna say, is she 18? Like, because
he's telling a story,
Okay.
right?
Fair enough.
but he's got to be like at least 18 because he's got his own place.
Does he though?
Right.
Maybe his parents are just out of town.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
true. It could be.
Me and you are biased, Travis. So
Yeah, we are. We're kind of trying to lead on the rapey thing.
yeah, but we're getting there.
So
Yeah, we're getting there. It'll happen.
we'll continue on now. So I'd really better scurry. Beautiful, please don't hurry. Well, maybe just a half drink more. Put some records on while I
There's
pour.
roofies in it. You'll be on the floor.
Wait, what? I missed that.
That's the next lyrics. There's roofies in it. You'll be on the floor.
Yeah, I'm sure.
See, rapey.
What's are
You know
you
what?
talking?
It's not yet.
He's just.
It's not yet.
It's.
It gets worse though, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I think it does.
We're gonna keep going on.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, I think it does.
The neighbors might think, "Baby, it's bad out there." Say what's in this drink. No cabs.
See,
Okay, but
That's bad.
okay.
That's
If you
kinda-
put it under the context of that, yes. But
well,
I don't know how many times I've been poured a drink at my own house by my wife, and I drink it, and she was a bartender, mind you, and she's just putting like shit in there, and it's like, wow, what is in this?
Well, that's because she tries to
Have
drug you, and you know
ever
that.
thought
Yeah, obviously.
have you ever questioned, Aaron, if you're a victim of rape? And this is what's been going on for all these years. Maybe there's something in your drink.
Why am I agreeing with Travis?
I'm just saying, like,
This makes me
we
upset.
don't have to put this under
kinda
such a
went-
dark light.
No, we don't.
We don't have
This
to.
kinda-
But we're gonna.
We don't, but it's so much fun to do it.
Okay,
I
keep
know.
going.
Okay.
There's
go.
more, right?
Go on.
I wish I knew how. Your eyes are like starlight now. To break this spell, I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell. I ought to say no, 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 sir. Mind if I move in closer?
Honestly, this is getting rapey now.
He has permission.
Yeah, he did.
But she's drugged at this point.
We're assuming that she's drugged. They're both drunk.
Your eyes are like starlight now. He's like, she's fucking.
I mean, Travis, this song was written 87 years ago.
Yeah, and that's people had a different way of talking.
Ago,
yeah,
you could go to a party and there'd just be ecstasy on the
I'm
table.
starting to be swayed on this. Actually, let's keep going.
Okay, let's keep going. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. See, that right there, that line makes me think like, I want to be here. I should go, but I want to be here.
Yeah.
Like, okay. What's the sense of hurting my pride? And then she's like, I really can't stay. Baby, don't hold out. Both, baby, it's cold outside. See, that, like, you get the line of both together, baby, it's cold outside. Like, it seems together,
Or, because this is in culture nowadays, you could argue that she doesn't want to be injured or she's afraid that she will be hurt. So she's just like, you know what? 80 years ago, people could be hurt.
Exist back then.
What didn't exist back then?
The culture.
The political culture? No, yeah, I know. I'm totally agreeing, but I'm playing devil's advocate.
Well, don't do that.
That culture didn't exist back then. But like I could see it. I could see how people are like, oh, well, this girl just got roofied.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my personal opinion, is there anything wrong with Baby It's Cold Outside? No,
of
not
course
at all.
not.
I thought it was a lot rapier than it actually is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not though.
I agree.
I think the media's kind of built it up so much that we've kind of in our heads we've skewed it so far that it's like, oh, this song's terrible, and it's just like, really, if we're going that direction, like it's kind of like the whole violence in video games things, making kids kill other people. It's like, no, that kid was crazy, and that was going to happen anyway.
And blaming Ozzy Osbourne for fucking kids acting up.
Oh yeah.
They pulled his records.
But you guys
and
have
Marilyn Manson.
Have you guys hung out with like old people ever?
Of course. We all have grandparents.
So, like, a lot of the stuff that they do would be deemed inappropriate today.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like the little old guy that goes, "How you doing today, cutie?" Like when he goes up to
That's true.
McDonald's. That was okay back then.
Yeah, we shouldn't hold them to the same standard.
No, of course not. Because, and especially like you see all the situations where like, oh, grandma's just a bit racist, and no one really cares. But it happens.
My grandpa was so racist.
Yeah.
Oh, the most racist. But we loved him so much.
It's terrible, but there's not really.
Okay.
What?
No, I have a story.
Well, go ahead. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
I have a grandma that was from the South. She lived in Mississippi. I went down to visit her, and I was a young lad. This was before I even knew you, Aaron.
A wee lad.
This was a long time ago. A wee lad. And so I walked into where we were meeting her at, and she was at her hairdresser's, right?
Okay.
And there was an African-American lady there, and she was sitting there. And this is when I knew Grandma was a wee bit racist, because I go, "Hi, Grandma," and she goes, "Hi. Let me introduce you to my," insert racist.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, like that's how bad. I was like mortified, and like I looked at Mom, and Mom was like sweating bullets.
Just to clarify, though, it was a hard R, or was it a soft A? Just because she might have been OG.
Grandma wasn't gangster.
She a triple OG. OG, triple OG.
OG, dude. No. Grandma was not a gangster. She's.
It wouldn't have made it much better, but I felt it might have helped a bit.
That hard R.
Yeah.
Is what gets you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's acceptable either way. Like, I don't know. It's just cringeworthy. But like later on, my mom had to sit me down and explain to me like that's not okay, and I'm like.
But Grandma says it all the time.
It's bad.
I want to be like Grandma.
It is bad.
I won't be like Grandma.
Like, and,
was that all the lyrics?
No, it's almost over.
Does it go on a lot longer than that?
No, it's only got 3 more verses. You can basically assume that the guy is just saying like, hey, it compliments the entire time. And she goes, my sister will be suspicious, and gosh, your lips look delicious. And my brother will be there at the door.
He's a cannibal.
Hilarious.
That's that's actually what's going on here. He drugged her so that she would be easier to eat.
Oh,
like he's gonna kill her.
Okay, so that's how we're spinning it. You know what?
He's a cannibal.
Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it.
Yeah,
this is not a rape thing. It's cannibalism.
A cultist thing.
Cannibalism. That's better.
No, it's a cannibal cult.
Cannibal cult.
Listen, because this guy invites her over to her house.
Have you ever seen
right?
the movie
He's got,
Cannibal Holocaust?
No.
I haven't.
See that movie.
Okay.
Okay,
let's roll with this though.
No, but so he's got her, right? He's got her coming over. That's why you don't know where his parents are, is because they're down in the in the basement with the big old fucking pot.
They're already dead.
No. They're
they in on
preparing.
it?
They're a cannibal family. It's kind of like the Hills Have Eyes, where they all
okay.
have like incest babies and shit. But he was the prettiest one of the bunch, so they send him out to find a nice young girl, particularly a virgin, to eat. And so that's where the parents are. They're down in the basement, and she's like, oh, the neighbors might worry and start like that, because she starts to realize that she's super duper high and she's going to be eaten, and she's trying to convince him not to eat her because he'll get caught.
Can we get back to the song?
That's what Baby It's Cold Outside is, and we need to stop cannibal cultists at all cost this holiday season.
Where the hell was I?
I don't remember.
My brother will be there at the door, waves upon a tropical shore. He's gonna.
That's the incest brother.
No, he's gonna. No, it's the girl. She's saying that her brother is waiting for him, but he's thinking about serving her with pineapples.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tropical.
My maiden's aunt's mind is vicious. That seems like a really hard thing to sing.
Wait, what?
My maiden's aunt's. Oh wow, that is hard to say. My maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
What the fuck is she talking about? She's high. She's just stoned. She's just saying shit now.
It's another example of what people just talk differently back then. Yeah. And then, but maybe just a cigarette more. Never such a blizzard before. You know, back when it was cool to smoke and such. Then she says,
you know what's crazy, Aaron?
What?
As long as it's been you just mentioning a cigarette, I'm like, God, I want to smoke a fucking cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, it's the strangest thing. Anyway, keep going.
I got to get home, but baby, you'd freeze out there. Say, lend me a coat. It's up to your knees out there. You've really been grand. I thrill when you touch my hand. But don't you see how you can do this thing to me? There's bound to be talk tomorrow. Think of my lifelong sorrow. Wow, he's getting a little extreme.
Getting rapey now.
No, it's.
I don't think it's rapey. I
The
think
dude
it's
is just
more,
like
think
desperation.
Of my lifelong sorrow.
I was gonna say desperate.
You're going to do something to me
think
that
about-
I'm going to regret for the rest of my life.
Think about being 17-year-old Travis. All right. And how ridiculously horny you are as a 17-year-old. You say some stupid shit and some ridiculous shit
Aaron,
to get laid sometimes.
Problem is 17-year-old Travis, you're assuming he hung out with girls, right? 17-year-old Travis would be like, hey, Aaron, how's it going? Hey, give me a minute. I'll come over to your house in like a half hour because I have the internet and I'm going to go fap and then I'll be over.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So 17-year-old Travis
So
couldn't
you're
have
a
the
bad
option of raping
example.
anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a horrible example.
Fair enough.
So are you, for that matter.
Yeah, so am I. I was watching wrestling when I was 17 and yesterday. So
My favorite was when you had the emo hair in high school.
Who?
Cody, he had that like kind of longish comb over kind of
No, I
thingy for a
didn't.
bit. Didn't you?
no, I had regular like long shitty hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you had it kind of like over one eye.
No. I never did that.
There are 2 lines left. I'm going to finish this real quick.
Okay.
At least there will be plenty. At least there will be plenty implied. If you caught pneumonia and died, I really can't stay.
See, now he's using scare tactics.
Yeah.
It's still just desperate.
It's just horrible, horrible desperation. I really can't stay.
Man's thirsty.
Get over that holdout, and then both together, baby, it's cold outside.
Is that it?
Yep. That is it.
My opinion has changed. It's
Yeah.
not rapey. It's desperate.
It's totally desperate. The guy is desperate as all fuck, and he's trying to say everything he can.
But I still think the song shouldn't be played because it's a bad song. I hate Christmas music.
Okay, well, that's
No.
It's just bad.
That's
not
okay.
a good
That
song.
song's not. You want to know a bad Christmas song?
All of them? I hate Christmas music.
There is one Christmas song that is the worst fucking Christmas
oh,
song.
I think I know what you're talking about.
What is
Oh crap,
If Aaron names it, he wins a cookie.
dude! It played at my work all the time,
Is it
over and over and over again.
The Beatles guy Christmas song? Because that's bad.
No,
The
it's
Having
Dominic
a Wonderful
the
Christmas
Donkey.
Time or something.
It was not what I was thinking
With the
about.
obnoxious synth sounds.
Okay, yeah, the having a wonderful Christmas time is horrible because like
Yes,
we've
it's
got
bad.
businesses where they just play it on repeat, but I can't stand Dominic the
It's
Donkey.
so bad, and I
Because
didn't
like,
even
what the
know
fuck does
about
a
that
donkey-
song until you said something about it. We're gonna ignore that because I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, like leave a link to the description to that shit down there and let
To
people
what?
hear that if they have it.
Dominic the Donkey.
I don't think I've ever
Donkey, yeah.
heard that.
And I wouldn't have known about it unless.
Can you play that for him? Like, can you play that to where like people can hear that, like just a segment of it,
Not right now.
or is that something that we can't? Okay,
We could do
But
it at
it's
some
fucking
point in time.
terrible.
Yeah. So, "Baby It's Cold Outside" is not a rape song.
No.
It's a song about cannibalism.
Yeah. And just
As
Christmas
we've
music in
determined.
general sucks.
Yeah. In all honesty, though, it's obviously just some dude who's really desperate. It's like, please stay. I'm very teenage and very horny.
Please
He's
touch my
thirsty,
pee
dude. He's just thirsty. I mean, okay, after the show.
You're gonna fly here just for that?
Yeah.
Yes, I will spend $100 to come down there. Be like,
It's a date.
So the only other thing I wanted to talk about was, and this has mixed reactions because it's not really, I understand where they're coming from, but I feel like we're just getting too butthurt now about too many things. That's been the case for a while now, but they pulled
well, I mean,
Charlie
it's like-
Brown Christmas off of air
I didn't hear that.
because
yeah, I never heard that either.
yeah, they decided to not show it this year because Charlie gives some speech about God in there, and people are getting all PO'd about
Really?
it, and which I find surprising.
Well, because they're like, well, I don't believe in that.
Okay.
So why should I
Everybody's
have
mad
to
about
watch
something.
it?
I know, but I mean, we can take that to such extremes, and if we start giving in to these people who get all pissed off about this stuff, we are going to start losing everything, every like shred of individuality that we have if people can't express themselves the way they want to express themselves. And if we start attacking this old media and that gets okay for everyone to start ripping off the air, then we won't be able to produce anything new with any originality. I'm not saying that being controversial is original. I'm saying that people expressing themselves in the way that they feel is right for them is important, you know?
I
Yeah.
mean, but were you around in 2018? That's like the theme of that year is if you don't agree with the masses, you're wrong.
Have you heard
You
about
know?
the PETA thing?
No, I haven't heard about
They
the
wanna-
what's the PETA thing.
Change the usage of phrases.
Oh, that
Like
was
kill-
hilarious.
Kill
That
two
one,
birds with a
nobody even took
stone.
that one seriously. I don't think.
You don't want to feed a fed horse.
feed
Yeah.
two birds with one scone.
That one
shit
was
is
like, are you? That can't be real. That can't be
Yeah,
real.
like I'm surprised that they were that ballsy to even put that out there.
It's hilarious. Everybody's mad
the
about
Charlie-
shit though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they
just
just get mad about everything.
I'm wondering if we're gonna reach a point where, because it's gonna have to go too far, and I don't know what the point of too far is technically, but it will be I guess individual rock bottom, of individuality, where everything has been just like neutered so hard that nothing's good anymore. And we're getting there.
People don't want differences of opinion.
I think there was a meme that was really good that described it. Like, here's the perfect meme that will offend no one, and it was just a white square.
Why is it gotta be white?
And somebody in the comment, goes, "Why is it gotta be white?" Like, you can't win for losing nowadays.
Everybody wants to agree.
So my question,
but I think when you disagree is when the best ideas happen.
Yeah, but when you disagree, you're going against what other people think. And that scares and frightens people nowadays.
Think to get along, you have to agree on everything. But me and Travis have been friends forever, and we hate each other.
Oh, yeah. The hate is real.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, and that's what I don't understand. Like, and this is the thing, is I know that on certain topics like this, we will generally agree on, like the three of us, like that over censoring things is stupid.
Because we're not stupid.
Right.
Yeah, and like things that I believe you guys may not necessarily believe, aka me and Cody's conversation on rap.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just because
but that's
wrong.
The thing is we're still friends at the, and that's the kind of thinking that got us in this fucking situation, Cody.
You just don't know rap music. You haven't even heard Macho Man's album.
There is no right or wrong answer.
That which is obviously the pinnacle of rap evolution.
He's the wrestling OG. Okay.
I don't know. I'm still hooked on bitch lasagna. By the way, subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm doing my part.
No, don't subscribe to PewDiePie.
Don't subscribe to PewDiePie.
I want to see this video that he's about to put out, and he can't put it out until T-Series finally takes over.
Oh wow!
Just let it happen.
I didn't see that. Wait, what was it?
He's got a video that he worked like really hard on, and now he's just waiting for T-Series to take over, but he can't now because there's like a million sub gap again.
Yeah.
Like I'll check right now because I checked yesterday and it was like 700.
Yesterday it was 900K.
900. Yesterday it was like 750,000.
Dude, last night I looked. It was like 900K. It was almost a mil.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if I could look right now. I could probably look like it right now.
I'm already looking. He's 20,000 short of a million.
Jesus.
Difference.
He's just going.
He passed 76 million though.
Like, we're never gonna see that video because PewDiePie is gonna be the #1 subscribed to channel on YouTube until Worthy channel comes up. Not a company. Can't be a company. It's got to be an individual, and it's got to be not a set like production, like, scripted and shit. It's got to be good. Like somebody went and made this child of theirs.
Well,
and,
okay, so wait. Let me give you a little knowledge here. If you look at the top 10 list of people on the the most subscribed,
right?
Obviously, it's Pewds at top, T-Series, Canal Conzilla, which is another big channel
production company.
And then 5 Minutes Crafts, which is also a relatively large production company, and then the first person who's a real person pops up. Who do you think it is?
Markiplier.
Nah.
Not even on the top 10.
Oh, wow. I don't know YouTube things.
Yeah, Markiplier's relatively small.
You're small.
Lily Pons.
Nope. Not even on the top 10.
Shane Dawson.
Nope. Not even on the top 10.
Logan Paul.
Fuck, I don't know.
Not even on the top
Jake
10.
Paul.
Neither of them.
Oh, no. Okay, who is it?
It's Justin Bieber.
That's kind of a production company.
Justin Bieber.
Honestly.
It may be, but it's a representative of just Justin Bieber. Then behind that
that's the thing.
Behind that is WWE, which is surprising.
Really?
Which Cody's okay with.
37 million.
Wow.
Pretty damn respectable. SET India, that's 2 Indian channels. Like,
well, don't they have like 87 billion people?
They have 1.35 billion.
So
people?
I was close.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we even know that. Why do we know that?
Because
it's said a lot.
But I mean, right now it's pretty common knowledge that YouTube's tried to promote in India. Really,
everybody is. WWE just did a big India push.
Yeah.
Well, right. Yeah, they're coming online.
Indian guy as their champ.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's kind of why T-Series that people are speculating that it's kind of by design. I don't think that there's any hardcore evidence for that, but that's what the speculation is. But it's funny to me that one guy is still pushing back, and that's why I think it should be more creators like that. Because, you know, that's why YouTube's supposed to be different from TV. There aren't supposed to be a big production company.
I understand
somebody
like the U, like keep the U in YouTube, right? You want everything to be small and whatnot.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be small, but at least from somebody that started out that way. You
Right.
know?
Well, it's just anything that starts to make money is going to turn into the same thing
Eventually. It kind of comes down to what we have to do. Like, I totally understand.
Except for Smosh.
I totally no. I totally understand the concept of wanting to keep the U in YouTube, but if we're talking about, because everyone wants, whether they say it or not, everyone wants daily content. They want a new video to come out every day. If we miss a day a week or something, that's fine. But like almost every day. And everyone's heard the things about YouTube burnout and all of these creators getting totally like tired and getting like ruined from trying to put out all this content so consistently. So what they do is they get editors, and you say, oh, well, that's no big deal. It's just editors, right? And then the production pushes bigger to where you see a lot of these channels start to get other people to come in and like, hey, like Game Theory. You see Game Theory's channel, they have all Matt's
or Rhett and Link.
And yeah,
do that.
Rhett and Link, and they split up their videos and whatnot. But you see Matt's channel, and he has that, and then he has another person who comes in, and another person who comes in. They all post content to keep everything consistent. And at that point, is that a company where you have multiple people pulling into it? And it just starts to escalate from there. And at what point does it become not what we would consider you in YouTube anymore? If we want the kind of content, love, and from the style that we like, from the people that we like, we have to stop getting so, because you can see it when people like miss a upload one day, that people are like, where's your video? You know, everyone gets PO'd super hard, and it makes, you know, a creator panic.
Yeah.
You know, and we just have to relax, man. That way these people can put out videos a little bit less often and not feel like they need to turn themselves into a huge company. And
see, but then also I think that goes along with today's culture topic things, is people getting overly sensitive. You're on the internet. People are going to say mean things to you, and if you decide not to release a video a day, you should not take it so hard when people go, what the fuck, man?
It's
Just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
yeah,
I think it's more the pressure to keep it rolling.
Yeah,
that
to keep up with
expectation.
everybody.
it's their livelihood.
Right. But I mean,
at that
literally,
point.
if you look at YouTube analytics, missing a day or even a week literally unaffects. I mean, actually, as a smaller YouTube, it affects your channel more because maintaining what little audience you have's interest is difficult. But like with larger YouTubes, because they're so ingrained and set up on the trending and stuff like that, literally missing an entire week or even, you know, a month on analytics has shown it literally doesn't affect you.
Well, that may be true analytically, but the perception of the pressure on the person is different.
yeah, that's true.
Well, right, but that's when people have to accept their own responsibility and realize, if I need a mental break for myself, I'm just going to do it because that'll be better for me in the long run, not because, you know, I have to monetize everything in my life.
Right.
You know, and that's, people just are like, oh, well, you guys shouldn't be so mean to her. People are going to be mean. That's going to happen. And people are going to get burnt out. That's going to happen. But it's up to the creator to be responsible and handle it themselves rather than being like, because even creators like, I can't remember who did it, but somebody else was like, made this huge announcement. I'm going to take a break. And you're doing it to yourself right there. You're creating pressure on yourself to come back because people are going to be like, oh, we miss you. We miss you. We miss you. Just take a break. Yeah. You don't have to make it a big announcement. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm having mental health issues and stuff like that. Just take a break, and then people will be like, well, where the fuck were you? And be like, I was having fun for a week and now I'm back and now I feel good. There we go. Like, how hard is that?
Yeah. So, but I mean, this kind of does bring up an interesting point, though. Are you saying that it's more of the content creator's fault then?
To a degree, yeah, because it's your responsibility to watch your mental health. No one can make you do anything. No one can make you happy. No one can make you sad. You decide what you are going to do. So honestly, if you're struggling with something and you feel like you need a break, then it's up to you to decide that to take a break and not make a big deal out of it and just do what's good for you. Because people are going to have their opinion one way or the other.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It does.
Yeah. I've heard a lot on this, and I really strongly opinionated about it, that content creators need to just be more responsible for themselves. And yeah, I get that you want to be on the edge. You want to be that number one subscribe channel. You want to be, constantly growing, but you're going to start hating it.
Yeah.
And then it's no fun.
Yeah.
And if everybody thinks back to when they first started this, like my Doki Doki Literature Club series, the audio's terrible. The fucking editing is terrible. But goddamn, that was the funnest Let's Play I've ever done.
Well,
and
that's a lot of good advice and whatnot. It is. But what that would do is it would create a disparity between the production companies and the singular YouTube channels. And it would probably make people feel better, but we would absolutely be completely out of the running for the most subscribed. Unless you really feel...
But then that's up to the audience and up to YouTube. And really it's up to how YouTube promotes it, because do bigger companies on YouTube receive special treatment? Fuck yes, they do. We've seen it. AKA, what was it? Not Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, it's Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Fallon.
It was back with... It was some sort of terrorist attack. I can't remember. This video is going to be flagged already because I said that, by the way. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but somebody posted a fundraiser for the same terrorist attack, and they weren't even talking about like what happened or anything. They just posted like, this is a fundraiser for them. That video got shut down. The fundraiser got taken down. All the money was given back, etc., etc. But Jimmy Fallon or somebody like that, I can't remember who it was, but a bigger name like that, like a production company, came and posted a video talking about it, like talking about the tragedy, talking about who was involved, who carried it out. I think it was the Vegas shootings. The guy in Vegas.
Right.
And that was promoted and made it to trending and stayed up. There is definitely, and that's YouTube's fault as a company, because they're lining their pockets. And I get it. The bottom line for any business is to make money. But when you're trying...
Is that really the case, though? Is it really YouTube that kept that up there? Or is it that everyone was searching it, and because everyone was searching it, that it started to trend on its own, and then it became the snowball thing where because it was trending so much, everyone was looking for it a whole bunch more, and then because more people were looking for it, it kept trending even further?
Well, but that's the problem, is that one guy's video that did the fundraiser, I can't remember for the life of me. This is really all loose information, so I apologize. But his video, somebody had to manually review it, stop the fundraiser, and get rid of it. They're seeing something that big, that because that wasn't on trending or anything. The other one was, and was getting that big. So obviously they're seeing it, but they're not doing anything about it. They're just like, oh, well, this one's okay because they pay extra ad promotions and stuff like that. That's why they can still, like, that's why bigger channels during the adpocalypse were relatively unaffected. Because they had ads, I believe, paid for directly, like, to YouTuber before. It's some kind of convoluted thing. I don't know the exact fucking mumbo jumbo of it, but obviously they're seeing it and they're still not taking it down. But this other smaller guy, they took it down even when he wasn't actually talking about it. They didn't obviously look at the content of what the video was. It was a fundraiser. And then the other video that is actually talking about what happened and what was going on, well, yeah, that one's okay. It can stay. Why?
Did you see the video yourself, though? The live one, fundraiser?
I saw bits and pieces of it because it was on Philip DeFranco.
Because if you watch it, you might be able to find out. Because I didn't watch it. I have no idea what this whole thing's about. But I wonder if it got flagged for a different reason other than just being a fundraiser talking about the thing, about the attack. Because there could have been a different reason.
I don't honestly remember well enough. But I've been on a tangent for like a half hour. How are you doing, Cody?
What happened? I fell asleep there for a minute.
Right.
I apologize.
No, you're fine, buddy. I just don't know YouTube things.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed.
Which is all well and fine.
The community's awesome. The company needs to remember where it came from.
Isn't that true with most companies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a huge wrestling fan, and WWE is the same way.
Anytime you have a company that gets too big for their britches, I mean, it happens. Every massive company starts to forget. And because you see so many people that you start these companies and because they're so small, they have such high standards because they are so small. Every single person in there knows exactly what they're doing, knows exactly how to do it, and they share that mindset. As they grow, they're hiring all these other people, and the vision shifts, and it's always going to shift. You see the same thing with bands that lose a member and gain another member. There's always a shift in the way that they sound and feel.
But
is there a change in that band?
Yeah, the drummer died.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. It was extremely sad.
Remember
for those who
didn't care at all, but me and Aaron and Corey were all just devastated for months.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Travis, not a big fan. I don't remember it.
You know what, Cody? You're gonna like it whether you like it or not.
Mad at me.
Son of a bitch.
So angry.
Because you're disrespecting Jimmy. You said, I heard you say that Jimmy is an asshole, and that is not true.
Okay, so I suppose in conclusion, what do we think we can actually do about our American culture? Because you don't see this in Japan. You don't really see this in other countries. You do see it a little bit in Europe, but not nearly as much. In fact, most of their media, they talk about us because we're kind of ridiculous.
Super ridiculous. Yeah.
We are.
We've turned into the entire continent of Florida, man.
Cody,
it's already reached that point where so many people are sick of it that they push back the other direction, and that's why not to get political, but a Trump happens.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh well, you're super sensitive. Fuck you. I'm gonna go the other way.
Yeah,
and then those people, the other people, are mad at the Trump people because they're like, well, fuck you. Now I'm gonna get more sensitive.
Yeah, it's a double down effect,
and it's just we're punching each other in the face all day.
And the divide will only get better and greater and greater because the people who are against it will get more against it, and the people who are for it will get even more for it, and we're just going to keep pulling and pulling and pulling
until we're two countries.
Yeah.
One that's super sensitive and one that's overly conservative.
It almost,
but that's when you get the pendulum effect, like Democratic or Republican, it swings one way or the other way.
Yeah. Well, the thing is back in the day, say even the 80s, people were like, oh yeah, I identify as Republican, but I have a lot of Democratic views. And then the opposite was also true. It doesn't seem to be the case so much anymore. Everyone seems to pull really hard to one direction or the other.
It's back to that same thing.
I'm a Democrat,
agreeing with everybody's ideas. If we're both Republicans, we have to think the same.
Right.
If you think any different, fuck you, you're not a Republican.
Right. Yeah.
Or if I think different,
if you
hate me now. And
if you don't vote for the Republican, no matter what, even if you don't really agree with their views, then you're not a Republican.
Yeah, you have to.
Democrat.
Well, Democrats the same way too. I don't want to paint it as just one side.
Right.
No, it's not one side.
Because if you're liberal, you have to be
definitely both.
Ultra liberal.
Yeah.
So,
do you think this is going to come to a head, and we'll have some sort of, if not a literal civil war, because we're already having somewhat of a civil war as it is, especially as far as media is concerned.
I think it's totally possible that a literal Civil War II happens.
It is very, very possible.
Civil War II.
What?
I don't know if it'll get that far.
I think it's possible.
It's definitely possible.
I didn't say likely, but possible.
That's the thing is that would be really one-sided, because like if you had liberals on the other side, they'd all be like, yeah, fuck the Republicans, and we'd come to the battle and we'd all show up there, and the liberals would be sitting there like, well, shit, we don't have any guns because we don't believe in it.
That's not true.
And they'd all die.
That's just
and that
not
would be
true.
the end.
That's a bit of a biased argument, but you know.
No. It's just I don't see it happening, just because the kind of radical thing, like the riots and stuff like that, those all seem to be resolved really quickly by government. If we ever did start going like massive, everybody's going to war against their neighbors, blah 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 kind of thing, it would have to have like leader figures come out, and it would require a lot of backing.
Our government
like
is as torn as our people are.
Maybe even worse.
Maybe. I mean, because they're in the thick of it in every way, shape, and form. You know, they.
So you think our government's actually going to split?
Oh yeah,
It's totally possible.
I don't think it's necessarily gonna happen,
Yeah, obviously not.
but it's possible.
Well, right. I don't. It seems like too much effort, you know. Like it seems like our government and stuff like that, and people as a general whole, just don't like putting a whole lot of effort into things. We just kind of bitch about
People
it.
go a long way for power, though.
Yeah.
And
That's true. That is true.
So, the last thing is, do we have any ideas for any way we could possibly have a solution to this? Even if it's a long-term solution, which is going to be the case anyway, is there any way we could possibly start reuniting us as a country? One thing for me, although however outlandish, and this may be controversial in two different ways, there's two ways that I feel that we could reunite the country and get everyone to just kind of stop paying attention to going after each other and reunite. And that's one, another world war. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's what would do it. That's what.
No, but a common enemy unites people.
Yeah, and it's not a good reason. It's not
and that could be coming as well.
Yeah.
Rah,
Or if we get really lucky, we find intelligent life on another planet. And I think if we did that, it would finally set us all back into us feeling small again, rather than everyone's huge egos being like, I'm right, you're right. And then it's like, there's someone else out there.
Or we all hate them together.
Oh, yeah. But either way, we'd be united.
Yeah. I think it's more likely that we hate everybody.
But, personally, what I think to fix this is it starts with the people as a whole.
Yeah.
And especially, I'd say, because it doesn't seem like other countries have the divide that America does.
Absolutely not. If you look at Japan, man, it just, everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows their culture, and they celebrate it together.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I think that where it would be a good start is having people be proud of, maybe not their leadership, but as of America again. People have really gotten in the last few years on this worldwide kind of trend that it's cool to hate America. Like that's kind of, and no, I'm not saying that like, oh, poor us or anything like that, because we've done some fucked up shit.
No,
but at the same time, be proud of where you came from. And like, I have a lot of friends that are from other places and whatnot. And the common thing is to go, oh yeah, Americans, we're idiots. We're all idiots. Fuck America. Like, and I'm like, do you hear yourself? You're talking about yourself.
Well, Aaron said something about like they're united in their culture in other places. That might be part of the problem here, because we're so multicultural.
Yeah.
Everybody comes from
and we're
different places.
Yeah.
So
and right now our culture is like literally the internet culture. Everybody is like, oh, America's stupid. That's not good for morale. That's not good for being united at all.
That's the image that's out there.
Yeah.
Because we're so divided that we are kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't think that we're necessarily stupid. I think that we've had a lot of corrupt and bad leadership.
Well, I don't mean literally stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid how divisive we all are.
Yeah.
But like And literally, the worldview of America is a big fat dude with a cheeseburger in his hand, a shotgun in the other one, riding on a little fucking hover round.
Yeah.
That's with a little flag that says freedom on
Rascal.
the back. And that's the thing is, I think that a lot of Americans are actually taking that in and going, that is what we are.
Yeah. Well,
and
you know, it's hard to discount that when you see it so often. We're just like one giant stereotype of a country.
Perception becomes reality at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right, but I mean, you can make any stereotype has truth in it, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, there's some truth somewhere in that stereotype. It came from somewhere. And that's the thing is if you're told something over and over again, then you start.
Yeah,
I do like cheeseburgers. Fuck off. But you start kind of believing it. And that's the thing is there's so many stereotypes in America that why did that one come to fruition? I don't know, because a massive amount of other things that you could do and could be stereotyped are there. But that's the one that like stuck on the world stage. And I don't know. It's frustrating to me that like our own people are like, yep, we're all a bunch of fucking retards. America's dumb.
So
like
in all of that rant, I never actually heard a guide for a solution.
Take pride in your country. You know, take pride in
I don't know
what you do. Learn a little bit about it.
I don't know if I can get behind nationalism. I
wouldn't say nationalism to where you're like America's the best and fuck everyone else. But you can take pride in something and still enjoy everybody else and be respectful of everybody else.
I think it's going to take another huge conflict like we talked about.
Yeah.
Which is shitty.
It probably will.
But I think that's what's going to take.
It's super shitty, but I think if we even attempted to try to bring together a thought of nationalism as an American culture, it would backfire super hard because a lot of people would push back. I would even push back.
Well, and even if somebody has a good idea,
would push back.
It depends on who it's coming from.
That's true.
Because if Trump has a great idea, people that hate Trump are going to hate the idea.
Yeah, it won't matter what he says.
Even if it's a great idea.
Yeah, but if like Bernie Sanders came up and was like, hey, we should be more proud of who we are, people would probably be like, yeah.
Some people
hate
would.
Bernie are going to hate it too.
Yeah, but the people that don't like Bernie Sanders and
I feel like Bernie was more widely liked than Trump.
I don't think we should get too much into politics.
No, but I don't know. Yeah, so any which way. Yeah, that got really political.
Yeah, it did.
Didn't it?
Any which way.
Unintentionally.
You seen that movie? Anybody see those movies?
Any which way we lose. I've seen parts of it, but I haven't seen all
chimp?
of it. Yeah.
Right turn, Clyde.
Sounds kind of like a porn.
Well, that was a big long rant, but Cody has something that he would like to talk about. Cody?
Okay, so
are you pregnant?
What?
You're not helpful.
Are you pregnant?
So
I've been waiting for this day.
I come from the mixed martial arts world. I've done it for the last 10 years, something like that. And
would you consider yourself an expert?
No, I don't think anybody's an expert.
Yeah,
because you keep learning.
No.
But right now there's a big issue, mainly in the UFC, but I think it's everywhere, with weight cuts.
Yeah.
Because people want to get stronger and stronger. They want to fight more favorable opponents. So if I'm going to fight at like 175 pounds, I'm going to walk around at like 205 and then start my weight cut, and I'm going to do it slowly, and I'm going to reach my weight healthy. But then there's these other people that want to be strong and say, there's this one fighter that used to fight at like 145, and he'd walk around like 210.
That's insane.
That's ridiculous.
And they're cutting a massive amount of weight. And now I think it was a female fighter, I don't know her name, but she passed out on the scale because she cut so much weight so fast. And I just don't understand why the sport isn't doing something about it.
Well, it seems like, for one, obviously that's extremely unhealthy. And it's like, why would we impose such an odd thing like that? Because we have such easy ways of getting around that. Because all you have to do is just take, like, anytime you're registered as an MMA fighter, you just have weigh-ins. like every month or something like that, as long as you're meant to be on a card, and you take an average of all those months. And that's your weight class, and that's where you're going to stay.
Well, that's something they should be doing, because in like Olympic wrestling, they weigh in every day of the tournament or whatever. So if you have a match today, you weigh in, you do your match. Tomorrow you're going to have to weigh in again and do your match. So that these people, because these guys that are cutting like 30 pounds, they'll put it all back on.
Yeah.
And they show
I feel
up
like it's
25 pounds heavier than their opponent
That's ridiculous.
and knock their heads off.
I feel like it's just kind of par for the course, though.
But it shouldn't be, is my thing.
You mean because the other
No,
person's
but,
probably
like,
doing that too?
No, well, that, and on top of that, I mean, like, let's take something that's maybe not like a sport, but still competitive world, et cetera, modeling. They do some extreme things to stay in the commonly accepted like norm, like this is what you should look like as a model, and
Right.
Yeah, there's more exceptions now, but people will do extreme things to stand out. And if I mean, what do people want to see? They want to see people getting their heads knocked off, like Cody said. So if you can fight somebody at 205 that's also 205, you're probably not going to knock their head off. But if you could fight the little guy at 145 and you were at 240 or 205, but you could drop down to that and then gain that weight back and destroy that little man, that'd be like watching fucking Optimus Prime shit all over like Wally.
So your point is
Like-
that it should stay because it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that it should stay, but it's gonna, because that's what makes money.
No,
But it doesn't have
it
to.
shouldn't though, because these people are hurting their bodies, and it's making a lot of it unfair, especially for the people who don't want to be so drastically unhealthy to cut weight down to this ridiculous proportion.
And the way you said that is that the fights won't be exciting if they're not doing that, but they can still be exciting.
Because people are good at
they
their
could still be
jobs.
The techniques can get
exciting,
good.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're not going to be exciting at all, but I mean, it's a lot easier to guarantee excitement if the Incredible Hulk is fighting fucking like, Jimmy John bus driver guy over there.
Jimmy John bus driver.
I don't think that's more exciting. I think what's more exciting is a competitive fight against two similarly skilled opponents.
That's you though, and you know a little bit about fighting, and you know what to
little
look
bit.
for,
But-
and you're like, "Ooh, that
know
was
more
a
than a little.
technical good move." Me, on the other hand, that knows nothing about it, I sit down and watch, and they're sitting there doing like a chokey, holdy thingy.
Well, it doesn't have to
And
be
I'm like,
chokes.
well-
It can be strikers.
Well, no, but they could be striking, and like, have you ever watched the bantamweight guys?
Yeah.
That's like watching chicken fights. They just sit there.
Well,
and
it's mostly the bantamweight guys that are doing it.
Well, right. No, now, but like I've watched them like years ago with Brada.
Well, that's because that was a
But
new
yeah.
division back then. It's like the women
Yeah,
nowadays
and
are just now
it's-
getting good because there's more
They
and more
just sit
women
there
doing
and
it.
eat punches like it wouldn't. Nothing had happened because like they just can't hit that hard. But now you got fucking giant, Jolly Green Giant, like, I'm a bantamweight, and then just goes in there and pops that guy's head off. And to me, that's kind of like, wow, did you see what that guy just did?
But again,
I know nothing about the technical aspects of the fight, but
also
it's
not
really cool to
healthy
watch somebody's.
for the giant
No, it's not. It's not.
to drop
it's
weight,
really
put it
not.
back on, drop weight, put it back on.
And moreover,
But the same
I
thing
think
with like football, because there's a similar issue in football. Should we allow just a really aggressive tackling? Well, all the old guys who love the sports are like, yeah, fucking the NFL's a bunch of pussies now. I don't want to watch it no
Well, that's
more
kind of a
because they
different
don't
issue,
beat
though.
the
Yeah.
shit out of each other.
That's
But
I mean,
that's the
people
same-
are dying from
it's-
CTE.
Well, and you know what? From malnutrition and people are passing out on scales, we're just seeing the beginning of this. This hasn't been around like the NFL has.
Yeah, but
for
the
years
NFL's
and years
doing
and
something
years.
about it.
yeah.
MMA is not.
Because they have to, but I think the MMA eventually will once it gets bad enough. Does that make sense?
What are they gonna wait for somebody to die on the scale?
Probably. I'm not kidding. This is how because money,
it
dude.
still-
and I'm not saying it's right,
I don't know.
but that's my opinion of what's going to
Let Aaron
happen.
say words.
It almost seems like you're coming at it from meme culture. Like, oh, I just want to see some dude with one hit knock a guy so hard in the face that his jaw comes off, And the thing is yeah, that gets you exciting 30-second clip of video that goes on YouTube and gets really famous. But for the people who actually watch it consistently and the people that are actually making these guys their money, they want to see good fights. They want to see fights that last a little while and things that you can look at and go, yeah, these guys really know what they're doing. This is interesting to watch.
And I agree. And that's why I think that there needs to be, like, from their standpoint as a business, that's why they do both. They have fights that last a good long while and they're actually entertaining. You can sit down and watch them. But then they have those little 10-second, I could throw this on YouTube clip and somebody finds that and goes, wow, that was really cool, and then starts getting interested.
Those would
in watching,
happen.
and that's how you draw people in.
Those would happen regardless, though, because no matter what, there's always going to be that one person that knows a ton about one technique and knows nothing about something else. The other person knows about that other one and just destroys them because of it. It'll become a mind game rather than just, oh yeah, I cut down to this ridiculous weight to destroy this dude in this weight class, because that's basically the same as cheating, and it's terrible for you, and
it's terrible for the sport.
Yeah,
like, honestly.
Well, there's a gap in,
and I'm not trying to say that I agree with what's going on. I want to reiterate that point.
Right.
But like, and this is a genuine question because I really don't know. Would that happen as often, like, getting that really fucking cool clip out of a fight, if they didn't do that? Like, would knockouts happen as frequently?
Because you still got guys like Mark Hunt and Derek Lewis and John Jones and all these guys that are ridiculous, either strong or super technical. Like John Jones, he'll hit you with an elbow from every direction and just kill your face. And then Derek Lewis, he just won a fight. He was losing the whole fight, and he knocked a guy out with, I think, 1 second left, because he just hits so hard. He's a heavyweight, so he doesn't do the crazy weight cut. He just shows up and he punches people. So you're gonna still get those kind of guys, Carlos Condit,
but like
George
as
St. Pierre.
frequently is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, would those fights happen as frequently where somebody just gets knocked the fuck out?
Yeah. Because you still got crazy knockout artists that can just they don't need the extra strength because they know how to hit you better than you can.
So then here's the question: what's the point of them doing that? Why are they doing that?
Because for some people, it gives them an advantage.
For the individual is what they're looking, because that person wants to win their fight.
Yeah, because not everybody's John Jones.
And me personally, as my opinion, if that's the case, then the business should have been all over it already. But that's what I'm trying to say is I think there has to be some monetary gain here for the business to show those kind of fights, or otherwise they would have put a stop to it already, because who wants to see cheating?
Are you going for conspiracy or nothing?
It's not like a conspiracy.
It sounds like a conspiracy.
A little bit.
No, but logically, why haven't they stopped it if it's just blatant cheating? Like, answer me that.
Because it hasn't affected their business yet, I guess. Because the company doesn't react until they have to. Because
lawyers are expensive and changing the rules pisses people off.
Yeah, you might lose some guys. They'll go to Bellator. Because MMA isn't really unified. Bellator does it their way. UFC does it their way. ONE FC does it their way. It's kind of independent at this point. I mean, they have unified rules. I didn't know
there was that many people in that business.
What happened?
I thought it was just UFC. I didn't know there was like a Bellator at UFC 1.
There's a ton, and there's more that I don't know.
Everything's always a lot more complicated than we first realize. It's just how it is.
I mean, I fought in MMA. I didn't fight in the UFC.
Well, I mean, it's just in my mind a lot like, what was it? PUBG had a problem with cheating for a long time, and everybody moved on to Fortnite, and moved on to Call of Duty. In my mind, it would be the same thing. And I don't, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this.
Well, a lot of guys are leaving UFC to go to Bellator because of the advertising, because they're allowed to put sponsors on their shorts.
Oh yeah,
come out with banners.
Oh, so they can make more money.
And UFC made a deal with money.
Yeah, the Reebok? Individual can make a lot more money.
Most of them made more money than their fight on their ads.
Which I could see how that would be absolutely tantalizing. Hey, Cody. So on the topic of fights, since I have somebody here who knows a little bit more about the sport, so what did you think about Logan Paul versus KSI
Oh, I did not watch that. I heard about it.
You didn't watch it. Damn, I wish you would have
I
watched
heard
it because
that the
like
Logan
the
Paul
whole
guy is actually decent.
See, and I heard the opposite. I heard everybody just like fucking flailed on that fight.
I have no idea then. I didn't watch it. I
Like,
don't
people-
watch a lot of boxing. Unless it's like
Was it boxing or was that MMA?
No, that was boxing.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah. I don't watch a lot of boxing unless it's like the top guys. Like I did
Like
watch
Pacquiao
the
and that kind of stuff.
No, not Pacquiao. He's not a top guy anymore. Like the Tyson Fury
Mayweather?
Deontay Wilder fight.
Yeah.
That I watched
I know
that.
Did you watch what was it? Mayweather versus Connor?
Yeah, I did. That
What you think about that?
I mean, it was exactly what I expected. Kind of Floyd boxed around with him, played with him for a while, and then knocked him out.
Then knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not MMA. Connor's not
No,
going to
and
outbox
he's
a
not exactly-
boxer. You know what I mean? That's like when
Yeah, he's
James
not a
Toney,
striker.
the heavyweight boxing champ, came to the UFC and challenged Randy Couture, who's an MMA legend, and he legitimately thought he was going to win. And he got spanked. I mean, it just doesn't mix.
Well.
You can't go into that's like a basketball player going and playing football and trying to be the best.
You know, actually, a lot of football players do play. Like, I'm not saying professionally, but like in high schools and stuff like that, and in colleges, they'll play basketball in the off season
Well,
because
yeah.
it's still an aggressive
But I'm
sport.
saying LeBron James isn't going to start at quarterback for the Patriots.
I mean, I think he could do it.
Shut up, Travis.
He's LeBron James.
Why do you have to get racist?
That's not racist.
Yes, it is. We talk
How
about
dare
a
you
black guy,
accuse-
and you go into your
How-
black guy voice.
How dare you accuse
On
me
the
of
racist
such
note,
things.
we should probably wrap it up.
That's probably for the best.
Okay.
So I forgot what I called this podcast. It probably
Normality.
what's that?
Arresting Normality.
Oh yeah.
Arresting.
So this has
Cody
been
for his racist
Arresting
remarks.
Normality. Hopefully that's not going to be a giant mess. I hope you guys enjoyed. And from all of us here, you guys have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.